What about when God cursed the land and cursed Eve and said, now you'll have pain in childbearing and your husband will rule over you?
God didn't.
But people read that.
Yes, and we have a whole section in our difficult Bible questions thing if you want to have explain that, but really short explanation here is God just diagnosed and pronounced reality. If you read the rest of Scripture, he says, cursed is the ground for your sake. He didn't say, I am now going to curse the ground and inflict this upon you to punish you. He said, cursed is the ground for your sake. The ground is now cursed because of you, is what it really means. And the Bible tells us in Romans chapter 8 that all nature groans under the weight of sin because of sin, genetic defects and mutations, and Satan himself has access to nature and can mess with the code. And it's much harder to achieve good outcomes when you plant your crop now because of weeds and thorns and thistles that didn't exist before. And so the ground is now cursed because of you, what you've done.
It's for your sake. I mean, even in God withdrawing His Holy Spirit, He did it for the best interests of man. Because if nature had continued producing its bounty, man would have had nothing but idle time.
Yep.
Look what trouble.
Even before the flood, it was that way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
So it was for man's benefit.
That's true.
He had to now work and toil and
but it wasn't an infliction.
That's right.
And the same thing about the man and woman. Man will rule over you, your desire for your husband. God was simply diagnosing the natural results of what happens in relationships when love is replaced by fear and selfishness in the heart. And when they sinned, love was displaced as the primary motive. They ran and hid because they were afraid, and they became self-serving. It wasn't me, it was the woman you gave me. So fear and selfishness is now operating. And when fear and selfishness operates in the heart, what's the natural result of people with those motives? Here's the natural result. The strong will seek to dominate the weak, and the weak will seek the protection of the strong. Yeah. And so God said, now's what's going to happen, Eve. You're going to have a longing desire to be protected by a strong man, and men are going to rule over you. It wasn't God's design. It wasn't his prescription. It wasn't his way he wants it to be. It was his diagnosis of what's going to happen now that love has been replaced with fear and selfishness in the heart. And as we come back to God's design, and love expels fear and selfishness in the heart, then the husband treats his wife like Christ treats the church, sacrificing himself for her. And he doesn't rule over in some authoritarian way based on fear and selfishness, but he rules in the way Christ rules, self-sacrificial service and leadership. Monday's lesson